The impact of propaganda on Christianity affects public trust citizens have in governments. For Christians, political propaganda can have a profound effect on their beliefs when partisan opinions supersede the words in the Bible and the actions of Jesus Christ. Consequently, Scripture can be used as a weapon to rationalize political agendas, including supporting very polarizing or extreme partisan viewpoints. The problem deepens when churches fail to quickly speak out against such deceitful rhetoric, eventually succumbing to sectarianism. These individuals are affected by political propaganda and do the bidding of secular leaders rather than turning to a divine God. By not speaking out against them early, churches become fearful and apathetic, not providing hope, help, and love. Due to the prominence of Christianity within many societies, especially its influential role in American politics, Christians are often targeted by propaganda. Those vying to win political support and have cultural influence often make Christianity a constant battleground. To gain leverage in popularity, win votes, and promote various political platforms, the gospel is constantly being compromised and even manipulated to serve this purpose. Not having a core understanding of the meaning of Christianity, in addition to its purpose and intent, can lead to beliefs that can be molded according to secular and fraudulent influences. According to Jesus Christ, the two greatest commandments were to love God and love our neighbors. These foundational values are the cornerstones of the Christian faith. Democracy and values of freedom of speech and information are in jeopardy with the explosive growth of fake news and its erosion of democracy, justice, and public trust has increased demand and the need for fake news detection and intervention. Liberty, equality, and justice are perhaps the best words that represent our country's democratic values, which advocate freedom to not only preserve but also for the existence of an orderly society. There must be a balance of freedom and order. For example, in this era of information, citizens expect the government to provide accurate information. Consequently, voters will make informed decisions by re-electing administrations or governments that produce a strong economy and vote those out that fail to do so. When the health of the economy is proven unhealthy, citizens will perceive official announcements to be wrong and therefore untrustworthy. Voters will then rely on their own ideal-centric decisions at the poll and make mistakes collectively. The technical evolution of this society deepens how easily propaganda reaches the individual. In recent years, political actors worldwide have grown increasingly concerned with how new forms of manipulation, propaganda, and fake news might subvert and distort public deliberation. No generation before has as many choices when it comes to news and entertainment sources as millennials do. Perhaps this is the primary reason why they are more likely or more unlikely to turn to traditional sources to get their news. Another reason may have to do with their knowledge of how politically corrupt the mass media can be. Many attribute this to their awareness of the corrupt political economy of mass media. An overall distrust of our government makes millennials more susceptible to a myriad of media sources. Despite the distrust millennials have towards traditional sources of news, studies consistently show a majority of millennials get their news from social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter, where there is less accountability in the consumer source relationship to ensure credible news coverage. Millennials put themselves in a position by rejecting traditional news media of listening to intentionally misleading or completely manufactured articles to get to the truth that they are searching for. Instead, social media is vastly popular and seen by some as a backlash on traditional news and often accused of emphasizing certain underrepresenting hot button issues while putting too much emphasis on others. Widespread spread use of propaganda and how it interrelates with the government, society, and how it easily reaches people is very eye opening. Technological evolution is responsible for the widespread use of propaganda by the media. Important survey reviews and ongoing methods to detect fake news from different perspectives are crucial, but fundamental theories on how to effectively approach tackling propaganda and misinformation by the media must be carefully evaluated as well. The millennial is intertwined with the advancement of technology, and the media and the way we communicate today play a crucial role. The solution to finding a remedy to stop misleading and misinforming Christians of political propaganda is to identify the antecedents of misinformation and the detection of propaganda. Understand how mass media increases sophistication and effectiveness of propaganda and how it influences those that do not have a core understanding of their Christian beliefs. Lastly, credibility in the policymaking process is essential to ethical governance. When misinformation, including its use of untruths and lies, become the basis of justifying policy decisions, credibility is lost. To understand credibility in policymaking, it becomes important to know about the practice and logic behind policy analysis. Like all empirical studies, policy analysis requires both data and assumptions to conclude. The more fixed data is available, any assumptions and corresponding conclusions will yield stronger results. When it comes to policymaking, there is always the danger of lessening the need of credibility to obtain stronger conclusions. Policymakers can also err in believing the present analysis is an accurate description of the state of society today and provide realistic predictions when it comes to policy outcomes. Trust is a major contributing factor in bringing credibility to government regulations, policies, and other actions. There are more likely to be credible policies when there is trust. The millennial era is integral to technological advancement, so the role of media and communication becomes more crucial.